To order the Delaware County Commissioners meeting of July 6, 2026. It's now 9 o'clock. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Here. Here.
Commissioner Reagan.
Present. Thank you. Now we have an honor of the Employee of the Month.
Yep, we have one employee of the month that's been nominated for the county building. The nominee or the nominator is Mr. Kyle Johnson. Kyle is coming to the podium to make his introduction.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm going to read the nomination for Mr. Wycliffe here. I am pleased to nominate Zach Wycliffe for Employee of the Month in recognition of his exceptional work and dedication during the Delaware County website migration project. While many employees played important roles in successfully transitioning departments to the county's new website, Zach took one of the most challenging assignments, which was completely restructuring the Delaware-Muncie Metropolitan Plan Commission website. The existing pages contained a significant amount of complex information that was difficult for the public to navigate and locate. Over the course of more than 12 weeks, Zach meticulously reviewed, reorganized, and reformatted the entire departmental site, adding over 70 pages of content and dozens of documents and meeting records. He transformed the site's structure to make it more intuitive and user-friendly, while ensuring all of the information remained accurate and accessible. His work included organizing content for 6 boards and commissions, restructuring the agendas, meeting minutes, meeting packets, and streamlining permitting information and application processes so residents, developers, and stakeholders can more easily find the resources that they need. This was an extensive and detail-oriented project that required patience, persistence, and a commitment to quality. Throughout the process, Zach consistently approached every challenge with enthusiasm, professionalism, and a positive attitude. His willingness to take ownership of such a monumental task and see it through to completion significantly contributed to the overall success of the county's website migration. His dedication to improving public access to the government information, his strong work ethic, and his positive approach to a demanding project make him highly deserving of recognition of Employee of the Month. So I'd like to thank him for all his hard work. He had a huge mess to clean up, and he did a great job. So,
Thank you. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Zach.
Kylie's going to say something.
Well done.
Oh, there's more.
Eileen Swackenmer, Plan Commission. So I just wanted to claim Zach because he is part of the DMMPC. So Zach is the type of employee that any department would be glad to have. He is a hard worker, efficient, detailed, accurate, and always willing to do whatever task is needed. He is positive and enjoyable to be around. He never complains or sees a task too complex to tackle. He is not only an important part of our office, as mentioned, he has no problem contributing where needed. He is exactly the type of person that truly benefits our office and the county as an employee, and he is definitely deserving of being recognized as Employee of the Month.
Well
Thank you, Zach.
Zach. Thank you, Zach. Zach, Zach, we've allowed 3 minutes for your acceptance speech if you'd like to.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Very nice. Do we have any update on the boards?
We don't. We've sent, I will actually provide a quick update on
Okay,
the
thank
Board of
you.
Health. We've sent several letters of interest, people who are interested over to the Health Department, and the purpose was for the Health Department to review it at their board meeting and make a recommendation to the city executive. And the opening right now is for a Democrat from the city executive. The Board of Health functions under 2 separate Indiana codes, 16-20-2-4 and 16-20-2-5. So for counties of fewer than 200,000 residents, of which Delaware County is one of those, there will be 7 board members, 5 members who are knowledgeable in clinical and public health, with at least 1 being a licensed physician. The remaining members should have one of the following clinical or public health certifications: a physician, a registered nurse, a registered pharmacist, a dentist, a hospital administrator, a social worker, an attorney with expertise in health matters, a school superintendent, a veterinarian, professional engineer, environmental scientist, physician assistant, or a public health professional, including an epidemiologist. So the county council has one member that they can appoint. The county executive would receive a list of up to 3 recommendations from the executive from the county's most populous municipality. So that's the city of Muncie. So the city's executive is the mayor. And we have not received back any lists of nominees. So I just wanted to provide an update. I think there's a big misconception out there that the commissioners are sitting on this, and that's absolutely not the case. Every letter of interest that's come through this body has been passed on in record time to the right folks. Whether the health department takes it up or not, that's not for us to determine. And this particular opening is one of the mayor's recommendations. So just wanted to make that recommendation or make that update.
Thank you for the update.
Also, per the new website, the Proud City website that Kyle and Zach did such a great job on, there's a new interest form on there for boards of interest. A lot of our boards are politically balanced, so there's a place where you can put Republican, Democrat, or Independent. I suppose you could put something else if you wanted to. Also, Kyle has or is going to add a place where you can attach a resume, a letter of interest, a cover letter, your qualifications, whatever it is you want to put on there. So please make sure if you're interested and it's a county council or a county commissioner appointment that you go on the new website and you can put your interest in there.
That'll be very helpful. Any tabled business need removed?
I don't believe we have an update on the tower lease with John out.
And that's getting close, I
The
think.
commissioners
too.
do have another appointment to make.
Okay.
So there's a position open for the commissioners on the One Touch initiative that you guys signed about 6 weeks ago. So you can come up with an appointment with that board.
Okay. That's the other item that's on here for table business, the OpenGov software contract. I don't know if we need to discuss that or not.
What's your
I
pleasure?
don't think there's any action needs to be taken on that.
Okay. So am I clear that the county council did not fund that?
Correct.
Okay. So is there a reason to leave it under table business?
I think it can be taken off.
I'll make a motion, we remove it from the table.
I'll second the removal of the tip from the table.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes,
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
thank you. Okay, the approval of minutes.
We have to,
Oh.
we just removed this from the table. So seeing that the county council did not approve the funding for this, I guess we should remove this from our official action.
Correct. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, now. You want to,
Yeah, Madam President,
Check out
if we
minutes.
can we go through these one at a time?
sure.
Because I'll get to it here in a second. So the first one, the executive session for June 3rd was for us to meet, review job performance evaluations for individual employees pursuant to Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-6.1 B9. I'd make a motion to approve these meeting minutes from the June 3rd executive session.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, thank you.
The next set of meeting minutes was from our last commissioner meeting, but there was one open item on there. It was about the vacation of roads and alleys in Mount Pleasant, the town of Mount Pleasant. And the note said that we were going to have a public hearing on that. Do we need to, it'll be the next meeting's a public hearing? Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from June 15th as presented.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Executive 18th.
Yep, the executive meeting for June 18th was, the purpose was a special communications with attorney that are subject to attorney-client privileges per Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-6.1, subsection 16. I make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes.
Here's the main reason I wanted to go through individually. There was a special meeting on June 19th because in our June 15th meeting, we did not approve the claims pursuant to the credit card conversations that we had. And in this special meeting was specifically to take up those claims. However, we had some technical difficulties and the meeting was neither recorded from an audio perspective or a video perspective. And I don't believe we had this system up here running, so there is no record of that meeting. So I just wanted to go through a couple quick things and update the public on what happened during that meeting. The credit card claims, there was some additional information provided. We asked who had submitted their substantiation, and there is a tracking sheet. I think I've displayed this before that shows all the departments. Anybody in red are departments that are not following the credit card ordinance and submitting their substantiation. There was significant discussion back and forth about what should or shouldn't happen if people are not submitting their substantiation. Should credit cards be turned off? Should limits be reduced down to $1? Because shutting off a credit card and then restarting it's a major pain. So that was part of the discussion. I think there was a comment made about in 2024, there was somewhere around $1 million in credit card claims. Last year, that number came down significantly, probably somewhere around 50%. And so far this year, we're on track to reduce that $1 million by 70% just by asking questions and following up. There were a couple of special circumstances that came up, such as eBay purchases. You have to use PayPal if you're on eBay, and getting a county PayPal account is something that we should look into, but it's not as easy as it sounds for a private citizen. So there are some intricacies there that are associated with that, but I still support the eBay purchases, specifically for obsolete parts and things you can't find. You can go on eBay and you can find things for a greatly reduced price. It saves the taxpayers money. So I'm all for it, but I would like to see if we can run that through our official claims process. I corrected the record of a comment that I made in the June 15th meeting about the claims. I made a comment that the auditor had certified them. He had indeed not certified the credit card claims, but the rest of them were certified. So I want to correct that here publicly. I think at the end of the day, the claims were approved by a vote of 2-1. I still voted no to approve the claims because we're still not following the credit card process. So those are all my comments about that special meeting. If anybody else would like to.
Yes, I'll add that we also gave the auditor approval to reduce those credit cards down to $1 in the event there was some issues with spending from those departments.
So in the absence of official meeting minutes, I know we have the roll call. I think we can consider the comments just now made by Commissioner Henry and myself as the official record of that meeting. And I would make a motion to approve those minutes from the special meeting on June 19th.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Thank you.
And the special meeting on June 25th was to declare an emergency disaster declaration.
Correct.
Make a motion to approve those meetings minutes.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes, thank you. So presentations. Is Mr. Robinson here today? Step to the podium, please.
Good morning. I have Mike Connett here with me. If he can come up here with me to help
Sure.
Sure.
with me. Well, I was coming about the 1943 West 8th Street. I was trying to buy it. I stayed right at 1940 West 9th Street, so it's basically almost in my backyard. And that corner lot is just a mess over there. And people come by a lot there pets to use the bathroom over there. They don't clean it up or any of that. But I have pictures on my phone of what it looked like right now. But I would like to purchase it so I can keep it clean and I can put a garden on there. I don't have room in my yard for a garden as well, but it's just a mess in the yard. I mean, in the neighborhood, it looks, it's really bad.
Do we currently own that property?
I didn't. Did you get on Beacon?
I'm on it now. We do.
And I do.
Is it a tax sale?
It's in our name, right?
It is. I'll have to get with Cammy to see if it's in the upcoming tax sale, if it's eligible.
Okay.
We do have a lot of properties around, and I've often thought we need to put a for sale sign in them and let people bid on them somehow. But we do have legalities that we have to go, so we'll have to table it today, and maybe we could tell you in our next meeting what we can do and can't do, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for coming, and I wish we could get them all back on the tax roll.
Just a question, you're wanting to purchase that
yes,
for personal use, correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
Or June 20th is our next meeting, so we'll try to have an answer and take this up in our June 20th meeting. We'll move this to old business.
You mean
It does look like
July
the
20,
I'm sorry, July 20th, thank you. Yeah, we just switched. It does look like the commissioners own it, but there are protocols and
Yeah.
legal requirements that we have to go through. We can't just sell it to a member of the public.
Yeah.
I think there's a special provision if you're an adjoining landowner, but
Yes.
we'll investigate and take it up in our July 20th meeting.
I remember one time we had two owners, one on each side, and we actually drew a name out of a hat. I don't know, it was legal back then, but that's what we did. So we'll get back with you, okay?
okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay, so July 20th,
Yes, sir.
July 20th. Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
I want to throw in just a tidbit here, if I may.
Sure.
That lot, those two lots on the corner lot and one next to it, was owned by an individual who had a beauty shop. And his wife passed away in the beauty shop and he never came back. It sat there for probably 7 or 8 years. And when you guys finally tore it down, it still had the cash registers and the hair equipment sitting on the on the desks inside the business.
Oh, my.
He never went back to it. So after that, and after they tore the house down on the corner, I have 10 years of pictures from that lot. My daughter's family owns several properties in the area. And they really have had a tough time with that lot. We tried to keep it cut down so that people who came down Utica to 8th Street could see, because the weeds got higher than the stop sign.
Yeah.
So now there is, the grass is 4 feet high. There's dead trees laying in the middle of the property. When the city tore the house down, they left part of the basement. The concrete walls are still up in the grass, and it's an absolute disaster. And it's never been taken care of. And I know this is about the hardest working guy I know. He works full time. Then when he comes home, I see him out working till dark.
Well, I'm sorry it's taken so long, and I had not heard how dangerous it could be, but we need to take some action real fast.
Yeah, it really needs to. I know that he'd clean it up and take
Yeah.
good care of it. So
Mr. Robinson, what did you say your address was?
1940 West 9th Street.
Okay, thank you.
And if you could give her your telephone number when you leave, that'd be nice too, afterwards.
Do you want me to walk over there?
You
to her?
can.
Yeah,
just hand
absolutely.
it to her. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, Passion Land Surveyors.
Good morning. My name is Kathy Van Ice, and I'm from Ashton Land Surveyor here at Muncie, 325 West Washington Street. We're coming before you today. We have a plat that was done on 650 South. We are dedicating the road right-of-way for right in front of the lot. The intention is to divide off a home so that it can be sold to one of the family members, and the parcel on the south side will be adjoined to the west adjoiner. Part of still in the family name. So we have gone through the plating process. We do have approval. The question now, or what I need to do now, is to dedicate the road right of way per code.
Your pleasure.
I make a motion, we approve the request.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Reynolds. IRAC's funding.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to follow up from our presentation on June 1st, where I shared our Delaware County IRAC's outcome report. Since then, you should have received our budget for the 2026. And at this time, we are requesting $75,000.
Yes, we have those, the 75,000 for 26, 27, and 28 budgeted in our edit. So I think all they really need to do is just give us a letter with your address and we can proceed.
You say we have it budgeted in our edit?
It's in our edit. I forget the
Is it in
number.
the edit that we're going to consider in today's meeting?
Well,
So
I
I
would think
don't, I don't
so.
see a specific line item in our edit.
I forget the number. I was working on it over the weekend. I want to say it's number 12 or 9, but
Nine's health and wellness,
let's see.
and 12 is capital projects. That's this is our existing edit. Now, the edit that we're going to take up this today, does it have that in there?
I don't remember talking about that.
That's what? Project 2. Thank you.
In today's,
I don't know why we would take it out. It's a very good program.
It's in project 2.
Project.
Jen is correct.
Thank you.
Yep. So we currently are funding 50,000. Is that right?
No.
And this is an increase?
No,
I-
75.
75,000 is
Okay.
what you've funded in the past.
And this is a 1-year request?
Yes, my understanding was that it was put in for 2 years, though, this year and next year.
so I believe they had originally asked for,
I think they asked for, originally it was 50, and we put 25 in last year
I think that's what it was.
to bring it up to 75.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I'm sorry. I took this home over the weekend. Could I see your sheet, please? It's here, plain as day. And our edit plan is from 2025 to 2028. Now, I don't know why we're changing it in the stream.
I don't remember discussing it at any time,
Mm-mm.
but that's just me.
Well, why would we have it on the sheet?
I don't know, I'm just telling you. I mean, I don't,
I have,
I believe when this program started originally, it was all supposed to be state funded.
they do get,
And then over the course of the last few years, it's increasingly, the budget has increased, which I agree with you. It is a great program we have out there. But we need to keep in mind that, unless some state funds come available, the budget's probably not going to decrease at any time. So, I mean, you got to keep paying for this.
Well, we won't be able to keep paying for it. So in 2028, the state legislature changed, and all special units of local income tax, including economic development income tax, which is what we're talking about, the edit funds, that goes away, and the commissioners won't have this fund. So there's going to have to be a lobbying of the county council or a different way to fund this once Senate Roll Act number 1 kicks in, unless something changes. This is
Right.
a budget year
Right.
for the next year.
Yeah.
But we won't have this funding.
So
We-
we're giving them notice now that
Yes.
we will not have, so that's no problem. So
Yeah.
the next question is, in 26, 27, 28, are we going to keep it at 75?
And you're asking for funding for this year,
Yes.
26.
26.
Did you get this budget?
Sure did. Yep.
So the,
Thank you for the budget, by the way. I appreciate it.
the state is giving them like 425,000.
Yeah, and that is the state, there is no longer a state contract. It is all billable. So it's based on the amount of individuals that we are able to see within the county jail, as well as they're released. We have a community peer that is also working with them as they're released.
So the state gives you 425,000, local government funds, your budget says 100,000, 75 of that's the county.
Yes.
Where's the other 25 come from?
The city has given us money in the past. We have not gone to them yet, but we will be.
Okay.
So I would make a motion that we approve the request for this year.
I'll second.
Just,
$75,000
just this year.
for 2026.
Yes.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
No.
Thank you.
You guys do a great job. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now. Travel policy.
Yeah, in the last meeting, I brought up the potential need for a travel policy, and we discussed putting one together. So I have a draft that I will circulate. I just wanted to provide an update that I have done the work, and I'll get this draft circulated to the rest of the commissioners and to legal and to the auditor.
What do you want to do?
I will circulate, I will send this in an email to the commissioners
So
and to the
we're going to
auditor,
table
so
it
I will,
then?
I have a draft, so I'll circulate it. It'll just remain under old business, just providing that update.
Old business, okay, thank you. Okay, now the mowing.
So added this to the agenda, mowing RFP. It's that time of year where you just heard from Mr. Robinson, where we have properties that are tall, and I think we should probably have an on-call contract with some mowing contractor or contractors. And I would like to put together a mowing RFP so we can get some prices back. So if the building commissioner or engineering or highway or somebody, we want to mow a lot, we have somebody on call, and then we would properly lien that property after we've noticed them to get it mowed. So I'd like to put together a mowing RFP to get some quotes.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
So I will work with the planning commission and engineering and highway department and the building commissioner to put together a mowing RFP. And I'll have an update for the next meeting.
thank you. This last weed cutting. Back in.
Yeah, this weed cutting, we talked about
goes
this
way back, doesn't it?
in the last meeting. I believe that maybe Kylene might have some comments to make on this. Did you provide an update to the Chapter 5 weed cutting?
Kylene Swackhammer, Planning Commission. I just had sent you that with just a few comments. Our current Chapter 5 weed cutting ordinance, there's just several items in there with ambiguous terms. It talks about being physically and financially able to do so, which could be argued. Unsightly, obnoxious, rank is not really defined. I know in common terms it's listed elsewhere as about 9 to 12 inches, but I think maybe a more definite definition of what qualifies. And then just making sure that the departments that are in charge of this are clearly listed and what their responsibilities are. Chapter 5 currently lists the Board of Health, Treasurer, and the Auditor's Office. So as far as the responsibility of finding someone to cut it, putting a lien, charging, getting reimbursements, and so forth. So just making sure that everyone's clear on what responsibility they hold. So,
Thank you.
and I think in what I sent to you, I just kind of underlined a few things, didn't really expand, but
Will you work with our county engineer to put together a recommended update? So our last ordinance was from 2008, I believe. And this is really updating chapter 5 of our ordinance. So if you and Dean will work together to make some recommendations, something that we can hear in our July 20th meeting,
yep, will do.
I'd appreciate it.
When you get the recommendations together, will you forward them over to the attorney's office? The attorney's office is currently working on the ordinance as well.
I have an extra copy here if anybody'd like to look at it also. Thank you. Ordinance 20. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Memorial, please.
Yeah, so, Dean and I have been working on a memorial, a permanent memorial, out at the Justice Center for Delaware County Sheriff's deputies who are killed in the line of duty. There's currently don't have an area like that. So Dean has put some things together. Dean, you want to talk about this a little bit?
So I've done a little preliminary legwork. I believe from what we've talked about is we would like to put something out at the Justice Center. Basically some form of sidewalk to a couple of monuments. We've done some preliminary estimates on some of this. We would like to put a larger monument, basically kind of describing what this memorial is for, likely in some form of black stone. And then next to that, we would like to have an individual marker for each individual officer. The most recent one was Blake Reynolds. We hope to never have this type of thing again, but history usually shows that this does happen. So we would like to have this set up for each individual officer, a plaque or memorial of some sort. So like I said, we've done some preliminary estimates and things, and the work, I didn't know if you want me to go into the
Go ahead.
cost
Yes,
of it
sir.
too. Okay. So we've done some preliminary work for the site work, somewhere around $16,000, along with some monuments that are in the neighborhood of 10,000. And like I said, this is all preliminary, so we're gonna dig into it further and get quotes, official quotes. But we believe that this would be a good way to remember Blake and any other officer that should have something similar in the future. So
I would like to suggest that we might name it a public servant because we do have accidents on roadways, people who are directing traffic, or I don't know, but
Yep.
you hear of things happening out there.
yeah,
So
no,
I just was wondering.
And I'm not opposed to that. I feel like sometimes that if an incident occurred, God forbid, at the highway department, I just kind of feel like they might want a memorial at the highway department.
Or the EMS, or,
And it's the same way with EMS. I mean, we had
and that makes sense.
we had one of those individuals who did pass away in the line of duty. And if you remember, we named the
911.
Yorktown station
Oh.
after him, and there will be a plaque put on that station with his name on it. This particular area would be for the sheriff's department.
That's fine.
So that's kind
That's
of
fine.
how we thought about that. And what I would like to do is, again, Dean and I've been working on this. I have spoke with Sheriff Skinner. We've talked about this as well. and I would like to request not to exceed amount of $50,000 to put this memorial in place and pay for it out of ed, I believe 12.
I'll second that, and I would just like to state for the record, the base price of $16,785. I personally like stone #1 option. I think that it's a little more expensive, but I think that it's fitting, and it goes along with the black memorial. And then, Dean, do we need to pick from one of those four, or do we need to pick one of the first two and one of the second two?
So option A would be basically the main stone that would describe the whole memorial, and then the other three, you would pick one of those for the individual officer.
So we looked at stone B, which is a shield,
Yeah.
which I think would be fitting for city police department. But I think the sheriff star would be appropriate for the sheriff's department.
Agree.
That's why we went with the sheriff's star.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yep. I seconded.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes,
Good
Thank
work.
thank you. Under contracts. Vote of no comment.
Yep. So this is a vote of no confidence on Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears. This has also been done in Congress by Jim Banks, and the state Fraternal Order of Police have also done the same thing. So I'm going to read aloud this vote of no confidence. It's a resolution of no confidence in Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears, whereas the citizens of Delaware County expect prosecutors throughout the state of Indiana to uphold the rule of law, protect public safety, and seek justice on behalf of crime victims, and whereas Indianapolis and Marion County have experienced multiple years of elevated violent crime, including homicides, shooting, and other serious offenses, resulting in growing concern among law enforcement officials, elected leaders, business owners, and residents throughout Indiana, and whereas numerous law enforcement organizations, including the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, representing nearly 14,000 law enforcement professionals and their families, have publicly expressed concerns regarding the policies and practices of Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears, and whereas elected officials and prosecutors from counties surrounding Marion County have documented increasing criminal activity involving individuals traveling from Marion County into neighboring jurisdictions, creating significant public safety challenges and financial burdens for local taxpayers. And whereas Delaware County has experienced firsthand the consequences of these policies, including major violent felony prosecutions involving multiple defendants who traveled from Marion County to commit serious crimes within Delaware County, and whereas these cases require substantial expenditures of local taxpayer dollars for law enforcement investigations, incarceration costs, court operations, public defense services, jury trials, victim services, and prosecution resources. And whereas Delaware County taxpayers should not be forced to bear increasing financial burdens associated with criminal justice system in another jurisdiction that fails to adequately deter, prosecute, and incapacitate repeat violent offenders, and whereas the resulting spillover effects from crime originating in Marion County create heightened risks to the safety, security, and quality of life of Delaware County residents, and whereas confidence in the criminal justice system depends upon consistent accountability for offenders, meaningful consequences for criminal conduct, and collaborating amongst prosecutors and law enforcement agencies across Indiana, and whereas the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Prosecutor, and the Delaware County Sheriff find that the policies and practices of Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears have contributed to circumstances that negatively impact public safety and impose unnecessary costs upon Delaware County taxpayers. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Prosecutor, and the Delaware County Sheriff hereby declare a vote of no confidence on Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears. Be it further resolved that the Delaware County Board of Commissioners, the Delaware County Prosecutor, and the Delaware County Sheriff call upon the leadership of Marion County and the state of Indiana to pursue policies that prioritize public safety, support law enforcement, protect crime victims, and restore confidence in the administration of justice. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be transmitted to the Governor of Indiana, the Indiana General Assembly, Indiana Prosecuting Attorneys Council, Marion County elected officials, and members of Indiana's congressional delegation. If we approve this, it would be adopted today, July 6th, 2026, will be signed by the 3 commissioners. It would be attested by our auditor and supported signature by Eric Hoffman, our prosecuting attorney, and Delaware County Sheriff Tony Skinner.
Well done, thank you.
So I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't, when I first heard about this, I wasn't excited about signing something like this. But since the prosecutor has weighed in, along with the sheriff, and they are the only reason I would agree to sign this. So
I'll make a motion to approve the vote of no confidence.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Thank you. Mr. Chambers. Persons Monitoring System.
Good morning. Don Chambers, Delaware County Superintendent, Maintenance. This is about Corson Fire Security. They're going to have to do other things to monitor the system out there at the jail. They're going to have to install some more equipment additional to the $1,100 just for the monitoring part. But what they're wanting to do is to add the extra parts and set up the monitoring, reprogramming our system. It's going to be $3,120. So I'm just saying if you guys want to do that or not. That'd just help us out with the fire marshal.
Sure.
This will be just for the Justice Center.
Yes.
And we haven't done the county building, can't do the county building because the system here is,
It's,
we'd have to upgrade the panels, right?
yeah, everything in this building will have to be completely rewired and all new components in this building. They're talking about $40,000. And I
think that
told
was
them we can't afford that.
right now, and that was part of that DLZ analysis that we had previously. You also probably should update the contact list. I think we had Sean Dodd on the chain of command contacts, so you'll need to
Yeah, I got to
update that with
change everything
Corson.
around. So
I think that's a good idea.
I think we should monitor it. I
Yeah.
agree.
I'll
you
make a
guys
motion.
want to be on this list too, just in case?
No.
No,
Very last, I would be very last resort, yes.
You
Yeah.
do want your name on there?
If they can't get a hold of anyone, absolutely. We
Yeah,
need
tell
to
them to call you first.
be, well, if they can't get a hold of anyone else, we need to be on there.
agree.
Okay.
So, but no, I don't want called in the middle of the night. But I'll make a motion, we approve this request for 3120.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes,
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes.
All right.
Next
Thank
time.
you.
thank you.
Okay. In the UDO agreement.
I think we have the accurate.
I'm sorry, the
Yeah.
accurate.
So this came up, if you guys recall, Accurate Controls did the Justice Center, the jail, basically, door access control monitoring system, and we had that security automation systems came in, made a recommendation, we approved it. We recently canceled that contract after Accurate Controls came in, worked with maintenance, the sheriff's department, IT, and they've addressed all those issues. But during that meeting we had when Accurate Controls came here, we discussed the fact that the county has never entered into a service agreement
Right.
with Accurate Controls. We were all in that meeting. And what we have in front of us here is a quote for a service contract. I believe it's a 2-year agreement.
First year, second year.
And we had talked about when we were with them, because they had like a gold, silver, bronze, and we talked about going with the silver level for a 2-year contract. So that's the background.
Which one you say, the silver,
I think that's the proposal we have in front of us.
60,000?
Yeah, first year is 30,226.66. Second year is 30,226.66 for a total of 60,453.33.
And paying for this, at least in the next couple of years, we could pay for it out of edit.
Mhm.
After that, we'll have to figure out where to pay for this.
Well, again, I believe it's important because this also includes system updates for the
Right.
software, and
That's right.
that may have been some of the issues we were having.
Yeah, I'm just, can't believe that they didn't urge us to look this over. And then we found out that we're not keeping up with things, but what's your pleasure?
I make a motion we approve the contract for both years.
I'll second the agreement for the motion for the 2 years to be paid out of edit capital project 12.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, now the UDO agreement. It's right, hammer. American Structure Point.
Eileen Swackhammer, Plan Commission. So at your last meeting, I brought before you an update on the ordinance revision. I did send the contract to you along with Mrs. Struble and Mr. Brooks. They have reviewed it. Mr. Brooks gave a few comments, which I relayed back to American Structure Point, and they took out a few things that were just not applicable. Our office's attorney has reviewed it with no comment, but I do have American Structure Point here with me today to provide you with a little bit of a presentation on the ordinance update. So I would like to introduce David Baird, and then we also have Matthew O'Rourke from American Structure Point.
Thank you, Colleen. So today we're just going to give a little bit of introduction of the project, and I'm going to go through that. If any of you have any questions as we go through, please feel free to stop and ask. Probably the biggest thing I want to mention is that this is kind of two projects in one, because of course the Planning Commission works with the City of Muncie and also the county. These are going to be two different code projects, one for the county and one for the city. So as Colleen introduced us, both myself and Matt O'Rourke are here today. So one of the biggest questions I usually get when I have the term Unified Development Ordinance, what does that mean? It's really putting together the zoning ordinance, the subdivision regulations, and the sign ordinance. So it's more than just zoning. A lot of times I'll hear people say it's a zoning rewrite, and that's part of it, but it's larger in scope than that. So some of the goals of this is any kind of plan that you have, we want to make that and implement it. So any of those recommendations we're going to be looking strongly at. We want to update. There are some issues that we've already kind of identified that need to be updated for state and federal law. Modern best practices. We also want to have tables. Right now it's very, very text heavy. And so we want to make it easier to understand as well. So really the county commission role is to, if there's a policy issue, there's something that's coming forward, we want to know about that. Please let us know. And then obviously, ultimately, you're the deciding body upon this once we go through the project. Like I said, our goals to make it easier to understand, easier to follow. We definitely hope that at the end of this, that you'd be a proponent of the work that we've done. So we kind of do this in 3 stages. The first stage, we call it educate. It's educating ourselves about the unique issues that you have in your jurisdiction. And then we get into the drafting, and engagement is throughout this process, but we're making sure that we're on track. I'll talk a little bit more about that. And you can see this is just a diagram. Generally speaking, this is generally going to be about a 14-month process. There can be some flexibility there, and there always is with some of our clients. Sometimes it's a little bit less time, sometimes it's a little bit more time. It just depends on what's going on and, how much public involvement we want to have throughout that process. So in the first stage, we're here today, kind of outline the process, but we will have what we call stakeholder meetings. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Then we have what we call either a code audit or diagnostic review. That's when we as professionals really kind of dive in and see how we can make it easier. We create recommendations from that. Then again, we get into the drafting. This is kind of the three main sections of it. And so as we draft a section, we'll come back to a body, not necessarily this body, but where we will do updates as we go through. And so as you can see, that we'll be here a variety of times. And then we also have, as part of this project, what we call post-adoption support. So we're creating new forms. We create what we call a development guidebook, which is a way for those who aren't always in the code on a day-to-day basis to make it a little easier to find what they need to find. And then we also do staff training, and we can do elected official training as well. So we have some things that are ancillary to the contract that we provide even after the official adoption. So I've shown here just kind of a list of the structure of how it's oriented. We do separate what we call the standards and the procedures from each other. That makes it a little bit easier to step through the process. At the back part in that chapter that's called Permits and Procedures. So there is some reorganization, but after people get used to what that is, they find it much more intuitive. So just go a little bit deeper into what we do in the first phase since we're starting out. We have a variety of tables that kind of help us think through what the new zoning district structure should be, what land uses should be. And again, we put it all in what we call a matrix. So these are just some examples of some of the tables that we use. We create what we call an annotated outline to give us just a table of content so that we keep track of everything. This is just an example from one of our other projects, but we find this with a lot of our clients. So just to give you an example, a lot of times there's a whole large list of land use terms, and we can consolidate that into one term because it gets very difficult for staff to interpret, some of these little very minute differences. So that's one of the things that we like to do. And then this is just an example of how we come in, we look at the existing structure. I throw this up as a land use matrix. This is just an example of how we make it so that it's not text-based, that it can be in a chart, easier to use, graphics. I mentioned engagement, so we do have what we call stakeholder interviews, which is where we get a group of people that kind of view the code very similarly together and see what their key most important things are. And then we also have like an advisory committee that's the group that we're meeting with on a regular basis. So with that, that's just a general overview. Does anyone have any questions about the project?
What's your timeline? When do you hope to get started?
We'd like to be able to get started as soon as possible. Today. And Kathleen says today. So
Well,
we are actually meeting with the building commissioner after.
Well, we do have a good representation of the community right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can get some volunteers out here, I'm sure. But welcome, and what's your pleasure on this right now?
So this is a 14-month total long project estimated, correct?
That's the estimated time. Again, there are times where it's a little shorter, a little bit longer. We do that. We can complete it at 14 months. That's not a problem on our end, but we do have communities that say, let's give a little more time for community input. So they choose to make it a little bit longer.
And you're going to have working level meetings every 2 weeks?
Well, we're going to have check-in meetings with staff on a bi-weekly, with Kylene on a bi-weekly basis.
And would you like a little space here in our county building to? hold some staff or anything?
When we do the biweekly meetings, those are usually through Microsoft Teams. I'm sure there will be times where we'll be here, and it would be great if you can give us a little corner. Nothing fancy, but yeah, there will be times where we'll be here for a full day with a variety of different meetings. Today is an example, particularly on this project, with it being both the county and the city.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything outside of what her office is, but I'm sure they can find us a spot.
Sounds good.
So there were 6 responses to the RFP we put out, and American Structure Point was not only most cost effective, but we believe that they were the most effective and efficient in the way it was structured. I do have some questions for Kylene, if you can come back up. Kylene, there are 2 proposals in front of the commissioners today, one without optional items, one with optional items. What are you asking for?
I am planning on going with optional items.
Okay.
I think with a project this big, as much support as we can get is going to be needed. So I'm going that route.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Just to clarify, the with option items are what's listed as stage or phase 4. It's that post adoption support listing.
Okay. And that is $168,925, of which 80% will be covered by federal funds.
Yes.
That'd be $135,140. 20% would be covered by local funds. That's $33,785. And this is a city-county project, so that would be split amongst each jurisdiction in the amount of $16,892.50, of which you believe your office has the funds to cover the 20% match, or you're asking the commissioners for 20%?
I am seeking several grants. I did get word on Friday that one grant was approved. So I did get an approval notification from Ball Brothers Foundation that they are contributing $5,000. I have 2 other grants that are in the works. So I am looking to hopefully cover this amount completely. But in the end, each jurisdiction would be responsible for their portion.
So you have a $5,000 grant, so you're still looking for $11,892.50. And then if you have a financial ask, you'll come back to this board in the future, or you're asking us to approve something today?
I am asking basically for your blessing to go ahead with the contract as I've reviewed and signed. And then in the future, once grants are stabilized, we can go from there.
I'll make a motion, we approve that request.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And if any of you would like to come speak with them today after the meeting, they will be in our office today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Madam President,
Mhm.
may we back up
Sure.
to the accurate controls, please?
Sure.
I just want to be clear. On page 2, if you guys have that in front of you, there were 2 sections on there for cost under section 1, scope of services. The first one was a software management agreement, which Commissioner Henry spoke about, that we haven't had a software update
Right.
on that system since it was installed. And there's a 2-year number there totaling $12,400.28. And then at the bottom, that's the silver plan for 2
Right.
years. So it's not a either or. This would be, we would need to approve both of those.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. I just.
Yeah,
assumed-
I saw that too. I would approve the additional for the accurate controls contract. I would approve the additional $12,400.28.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes, good catch. Thank you.
Danielle caught that.
Well, thank you. That's why we have legal here. And
That's right.
okay, now we have a warranty deed from Mr. Thomas.
So we've got 2 warranty deeds for our Bridge 30 up on Eaton Albany Pike over Reese Ditch. These are 2 sections of right-of-way that have been agreed to be purchased. The first one is for $1,500 total, and the second is for $3,000 total. And these are basically just accepting those parcels of right-of-way. Everything was already budgeted and previously allocated, so this is purely just accepting those parcels into the county inventory.
Did you say 13?
Sorry, bridge number 30 up on Eaton Avenue Pike over Reese Ditch. And then the first amount was 1,500. The second amount was 3,000.
Where's this 1,400?
Sorry, so it's 1,400 plus an additional, if you look at the next page, is an additional 100 for a total of 1,500.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, sorry. No, that is
That's
confusing.
okay.
Same thing on the other one. It's 2,900 plus an additional 100.
They shouldn't do that to us, should they?
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little hard to sort through.
Yeah, very good.
I make a motion, we approve both of those requests.
I'll second.
Before the vote on that, can you modify your request to clarify with the amendment? I think on the 2,900 Sherry Cott, it doesn't actually spell out 2,900, only 900. So they're gonna have to update the warranty deed on that one.
Oh, the words.
Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah,
Oh.
it says the sum of $900.
Right.
It should say $2,900.
It's in print.
The number's right, but the written word is not correct.
NDOT did this. I just caught it. last
We
night.
will, we'll have that modified before signatures.
Yeah, thank you.
A second with the amendment.
Roll, a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now. LPA did.
And this is for bridge number 509, which is McGalliard over Muncie Creek. The total contract amount being requested is for $760,000. $680,000 of that is an 80-20 split between federal and local, which has already previously been budgeted. The additional $80,100 at this point, the county would be 100% responsible for, which we are prepared to do with the budget we have. I will also seek additional funding to make that an 80-20 split as well. And this is for the design and initial phases of right-of-way acquisition from USI Consultants. And this would be just to approve this contract for them to start work on Bridge 509.
And that's on
I'll
East.
I'll make a
McGalliard.
motion, we approve that contract.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Right, today we have HR update.
Yep. So in the county council meeting that happened recently, our HR leader, Josh Jarvis, got up and announced his resignation. He had put in a notice, and the topic for discussion today is about his replacement. And I would like to make a recommendation that we promote Lee Royal to the position of Human Resources Leader for Delaware County, and that we post Lee Royal's position to backfill Lee.
Well deserved.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.
Congratulations, Lee.
Thank you. Good morning. I just wanted to take the opportunity to thank you guys for the continued support, and I look forward to a smooth transition and serving Delaware County.
You'll do well. And now,
Thank you.
how many years have you been with us now?
3.5.
3.5.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll miss Josh.
Yes, we will. I appreciate Josh and everything he's done.
Yep. I have all the confidence in Lee. She's done a great job. She's taken all the training that we've recommended. She's taken training that we didn't recommend. So I appreciate the proactiveness, and her experience is going to be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I second that as well. You did a fantastic job, guys. I mean that, so I'm very
Thanks.
proud of her.
Thank you.
Well done.
So I want to touch on something real quick, why we did this. I know there's been some questions why, like, this particular job's not posted, why the EMA director's job wasn't posted. We have people in those positions. you call them chief deputy, assistants, whatever. We have those people in those positions for a reason. And they go through all the training and they do everything. And I have Mr. Kissick's resume right here. And there's 2 or 3 pages of certifications that Mr. Kissick has that, and the same way with Lee, that these people have that make them good for those positions. And so to post a position, some of these positions, the general public doesn't have, the majority of the general public doesn't have those certifications.
Credentials, yes.
Or credentials, yeah. So that's one reason why we post some jobs and some we don't. We, like I said, we have people in those deputy roles or assistant roles for a reason. Those people are, at some point in time, those people are there to move up. And that's why they do what they do. So I was
Well said.
just going to say that.
I agree 100%. You have to have a succession plan in these roles that are not elected office holders, and putting people in a position where they can have a upward mobility is important for morale and job security. And I think that this helps with the stability for the taxpayers and all the employees in the county.
And we changed those, was it last year? I think we took the appointments away.
We removed the
They-
annual appointments by the commissioners.
There were annual appointments for all these department head positions. And I just feel like in January, the first meeting in January, we set up here and we reappoint these people to these positions. And then we get halfway through the year, something happens and we may get rid of a person. And I just feel like with the department heads, but talking to the department heads and being with them as long as I have, I feel like once they make it through the meeting January 1, they feel like everything's good. Well, sometimes the wheel falls off halfway through the year, and like I said, we make changes. So we took those positions. I didn't feel like it was appropriate to make those appointed positions. Those people are in those positions because of their education and the credentials that they have, and that's why they're there. So.
I agree. Just do your job and follow the handbook.
Yep.
That's what
that's
job
it.
security is
That's
made
it.
of.
Yep. So I want to make it clear, and if anyone has any questions, come see me.
And I second that. I definitely think that, just piggybacking on what Lee said, she was in the Human Resources Department for 3 years prior to me being here with my predecessor. She's been involved in human resources for almost half a decade. And I'm a firm believer in training your replacement no matter what position you're in. And I definitely helped her through that transition to be where she's at. And my separation with the company is very soft, very unwanting. This isn't really something I want to do. I spoke about that. It's something I have to do. So any questions, anything that she has, not just with her position, just with anything with the county, I'm here to help. So I'm definitely not just up and leaving. I'm going to be here to help her and assist in any ways that she needs and has any questions for the interim as well. So, but for all Little League Royal, I'm very happy for her. She deserves it, her family. So looking forward to it.
Well
Thanks, guys.
said.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations again, Lee.
Okay. We don't have any ordinances, old business,
Contractor permits.
Permits.
Do we have an update
Miss.
on the status where we are with updating our ordinance?
We are still working on that.
Okay.
Okay. Township annual reports.
So are we still waiting on Niles and Perry? Is that correct for the township annual reports?
Niles has turned theirs in. We are still waiting on Perry.
Thank you. So Niles is good. We're still waiting on Perry. Appreciate that. And then under township standards and guidelines, we have received a few. We received Harrison, Washington, Hamilton, and I believe Salem Township. If you'll recall back in the April meeting, I believe it was April 6th, we approved the updated standards and guidelines for Center Township. K. Walker's chief deputy or assistant came and presented them. What gets updated, they didn't really update the words, they updated their tables. The tables specifically for Indiana income guidelines for general assistance. And then, there were 2 tables in there. So having said that, we have these now from Harrison, Washington, Hamilton, and Salem, but the tables don't match what was approved by Center, and none of them match each other. So I haven't fully investigated to understand, do different townships, are they allowed to have different income guidelines by the state? I seriously doubt it. I'm pretty sure they would have to all follow the state guidelines, but none of these match.
And they have their own boards, and other than that, I don't know who they report to.
Well, my understanding, I don't know who they report to either, other than the voters, right? The voters vote them in.
Right.
But my understanding is when there's a change in their standards and guidelines, they're supposed to present them to the county commissioners, and the commissioners are supposed to approve them. Because if there is a township assistance protest, an individual can have a hearing with the Board of Commissioners, right? Which we probably need to establish a set of procedures for that as well, but that's a separate topic. But none of these match.
Maybe we should have our legal send some letters out.
We have been sending letters to the townships and trying to work with them. Many of them are responding that they aren't even sure what we're talking about and have never done it and don't know where to begin. So we're trying to work with them to get those so we can send out letters to those 3 or 4.
Okay, thank you.
So, I mean, I think this should remain under old business until we get resolved.
I agree.
Whether the
Yeah.
tables are correct.
Okay. Ordinance 2020-13-20, junk vehicles.
Junk vehicles, I don't know if we've had any progress on this one or not. I think Kylie may have left. There were a number of suggestions made by commissioners and building commissioner and a few others. So this is still one that, I believe, Madam President, you wanted to talk about boats and campers. That was some of the background in the update here. So this still needs updated so we can clean up our county.
Yeah. Because,
I'd like to see some significant progress on this by our July 20th meeting.
July 20th. Mrs. Smoot, media conversion agreement.
Good morning, Jan Smoot, Delaware County Recorder.
We left that.
So if I recall properly,
She has
Ms.
some
Smoot
money.
came looking for a scan project, basically a media conversion agreement. It was $168,744.83. During that meeting, I went back and looked at the meeting minutes. Indiana Code 5-22 was brought up that says, anything less than 50,000 can be purchased, anything 50 to 150. The county could obtain quotes, and anything above 150, a formal competitive sealed bidding requirement came into play. I made an offer during that meeting. If this presentation could be sent to me, I would help put together an RFP so we could send it out and get multiple quotes. In the meantime, Ms. Smoot has contacted the State Board of Accounts. State Board of Accounts also referred to Indiana Code 5-22, Section 6-1, that talks about a service contract. He considers, this person at the State Board of Accounts considered this a digitization contract, which he would classify as a service contract. And he says in the language, using any procedure the government body or the purchasing agent of the government body considers appropriate. So I believe Ms. Smoot's question for us is, can we verify if our county has a local purchasing requirement for service contracts? And if so, or if not, does this project fall under the special purchasing methods that are allowable in section 5-22-6-1.1. Did I frame that properly?
Pretty much. I had reached out because I wasn't familiar with the IC code you referenced. So I wanted to do my due diligence and research that and educate myself. And so then in doing that, I came across a PowerPoint presentation that referenced spatial purchasing methods, which I felt like our contract, our project falls under. And so when I reached out to State Board of Accounts, because they're awesome, they come to our conferences. They have a team that comes and presents every year at our conferences. And so I reached out for them for some clarification. And he, in turn, he's an attorney with State Board of Accounts, but he emailed back a different 522 reference IC code. So then that's when I responded to email to all of you on Thursday, just for verification about that.
So in that PowerPoint presentation, the special purchasing methods section, some types of specific methods would be, or conditions would be emergency conditions, savings to the government body, data processing contract or license agreements. I think this may be the one you're keying in on. Compatibility of equipment, accessories, or replacement parts. No offer received under other purchasing methods. Governmental discounts are available, or a single source for supply. So your point is that this there's a compatibility issue with the fact that these images get imported directly into your software system,
Right.
and that the company that's doing this digitization also supports that software.
Yes.
That's your argument.
And so that's
it is my belief that in the past, that's the reason
We didn't quote it.
we approved the
It is.
contracts.
John and I have taken a look at this and gone through it, and I think we agree. Because the biggest reason is because of that compatibility issue. There's only one place that's going to meet the RFP to make it work for Jan, so we don't have an issue with moving forward in that sense.
In that case, I would make a motion to approve the request for that contract.
in an update. I think another issue was the payment, because it initially was in 3 installments. And I think you guys had questioned the payment before we received any services. So I did talk to our software company, and they are willing to do 2 installments, one halfway through and the final payment at the conclusion of the project.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was going to be my other question about down payments, because we can't make a down payment. And you have the funds to pay for this out of a
Yes.
perpetuation fund. So you're not asking the commissioners for
Nope,
anything.
it's
You're only
simply-
asking us to approve the contract.
And it's just a courtesy because that fund is really unappropriated. And so it's really just a courtesy because it is a larger amount. But we are really excited, and we appreciate your support in helping us to sort through that, because we certainly don't want to do anything, that we're not supposed to do. But we are really excited because it is so important to get those order images scanned in for preservation as well as access to be able to get cleaner, enhanced images. Yep. So we're so excited. Thank you.
I'll second Commissioner Henry's motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes. Thank you.
And then you don't have a problem with the 24-hour access like we did before. And I mentioned before the Sheriff's Department is going to work with us to get that after-hours security, and that'll be paid for as well out of perpetuation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so
Jan.
much. I really appreciate it.
Chris Young, is he here today?
2815 South Monroe Street.
Yeah.
Mr. Young.
If not, is he out there?
Don't see him.
Okay. Mr. Markwell. Good morning.
What I've got is about a mile-long road out in the county. Goes right along the edge of a stone quarry. And for all practical purposes, it's already been abandoned. It has been paved for as far back as I can remember. And I've lived just on that road or right around the corner from it for about 50 years now. So all it's used for now is basically a place for people to go hang out that aren't supposed to be there. We found meth lab disposal products there. It's kind of a danger when it comes to that aspect, and it's really not used. And there's all kinds of access down other roads and so forth. And there's only 2 residence drives that are on there, and they're at the northern end. So if we cut it off just past that property, they would still have access. And the stone quarry would not have as many trespassers coming from that way as well. So I would just like to see some sort of barricade put up to prevent that activity.
I did drive it the other day, and it's 9/10 of a mile from that garage of yours, I believe it is. And it's in very bad shape. And I think it's an easy fix. We did have some farmers when we started talking about it who were kind of against it, but I think it's doable to put up a gate at 312 and also 318 that would have keys that we could give to AEP and IMI and the farmers that use it. And I think it would keep the traffic off, and it's doable. Other counties have done this before, and I don't know, we'd have to have a public hearing, I think, to do this, but I think it's doable.
Yeah, we would. Mr. Markwell, can you state your name and address for the record?
Oh, I'm Nick Markwell, and I actually reside at 4904 East County Road 450 North, and my parents actually reside on 312. So.
Yep. Thank you. So when we discussed this at the last meeting, we talked about getting some traffic counts. We also talked about title search through legal, and we have heard some feedback from the farmers that use access on that road to access the fields that they farm. Some of them are owners, some of them are cash renters. A gate might be appropriate, but we have some due diligence to do in the meantime.
And AEP, they kind of question some things, but I think they're on board, because that is a long line back there. Someone's been mowing it too, and it looks very nice.
You're talking about the electric company?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't considered that, but yeah, a gate would actually allow them access as well.
Mm-hmm.
And IMI only uses it to send people.
Are they the
around
one
to
that's been
monitor.
mowing? They've been mowing it, so.
Down towards one end, but it really doesn't get mowed much because there's just so much rubble in there.
Yeah.
Any comments or feedback from county engineering or county highway department?
We did do traffic counts on this one over a 2-week period, and the average daily traffic is just under 16 cars a day.
16?
Yes,
16.
16, yes. Yep. And that's all I really had to add.
Thank you. Anything from the highway department? You're good.
What's that value mean? Could you explain that to me?
Just the average daily traffic. So obviously some days there's probably single digit cars, some days there's a few more, but over a 2-week period in June, we put counters out, and there's an average of 16 cars a day that go down
on
that
312.
road. On 312, yes. Yep. So not a ton.
That's a lot more than I.
Well, and some days there's 1 or 2 cars. It just depends on the day. So
That number surprised me too.
Yeah.
There are probably people that shouldn't be down there.
That could be.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't measure their worth
Yeah.
or their
Right.
merit.
We
just-
didn't have a timer on it, what day of the
Because
time.
most people avoid that road because
Yeah.
it's really not drivable.
Yeah.
To me, I'm not interested in putting any gates or anything up. I would just rather give it all to the property owners that live on it.
Well-
Let them take care of it.
as long as the electric company, we have
There's got to be a right of way for the
that's
electric
what I was
down
just getting
there.
ready to say. They
Yeah.
have to have an easement or a right of way one.
Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
next
all the-
steps.
excuse me. All the farmers do have access from the neighboring roads.
And that very well could be, but they specifically asked if they could maintain entrance, egress, and ingress and egress from that road. The farmers did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they come in from the south, both of them, do you think?
The farmers,
Yeah.
they would They don't come through the neighborhood. They mostly come in from the south.
Yeah. Off of this, yeah. Okay.
So we need to do title searches?
Yeah, and are your parents then the Richard and Cynthia?
Yes.
Okay.
And, okay. That's fine.
So this will remain under old business, and when we have an update and we're going to discuss it again in a future meeting, I'll notify you. Okay?
Did I have a map on the original that I sent you?
Yes, you did. As a matter of fact, yeah, you included a map in the original email.
And the residents are all listed on there, I believe, too.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Okay. Edit plan.
Okay, last time we were asked to double check the figures. We've updated those to make sure everything is consistent. Down at the bottom of your spreadsheet where we have the estimate annual income and your 75% threshold, those are still the same as the last meeting. We got our payment in, our yearly payment. So if I updated those for last month's numbers, it would really skew your average because that payment hit. So just for sake of being able to see a realistic average, those numbers are the same. Other than that, everything has been updated consistent with what you guys have asked.
So what changed between our last meeting and this meeting?
There were two fund numbers that the formula didn't have them auto summing into the total. So the totals didn't match the column. So we just cleaned up the addition. The actual numbers didn't change in the funds. It was
Gotcha.
the total column.
Yeah, because I was looking for new funds or funds to be changed. Okay. So it's essentially the same proposal we had in front of us in our last meeting, just the formulas have been cleaned up in the Excel spreadsheet?
Correct.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you for working on that. Okay. Anything else?
Don't need to approve this. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you very much. Purdue Extension under departments.
Is Purdue
Are they out
Extension
in the
here?
hallway?
Is Purdue Extension in the hallway? Here we go. Hey, Amanda.
Someone left their glasses here.
Martha.
Good morning, Amanda Bullion with Purdue Extension. I just wanted to give a brief update on the regional model and how we are moving forward with that regional model. As many of you know, we were a pilot county, so we've been in this model since January. It will launch statewide as of August 1st. But because we've been in a pilot, we've been able to experience some of the positive outcomes from using a regional model. Some of those include just expanded services, ability for better efficiency overall, and some sustainable projects that we've been able to work on through specialization and really being able to hone in on some of those more concrete specializations. One of those includes for Delaware County, the More Than Emotion words training. All of the YMCA summer staff program were able to go through that training as they prepared to work with kids this summer. That would not have been able to happen without this kind of sustainable regional model. So that's really the big piece that we have as far as sharing information on the regional aspect. I did send an email this morning to all the commissioners and council as we're getting ready to move out to the fairgrounds for the fair. So we will start moving July 8th, so this week, and then we will be there through the 22nd. We would love to see any of our local government officials there just to support our youth and continue to watch their projects come in, watch the livestock shows, and see how project judging goes. And if you have any questions at that time, feel free to ask any of us. And then last, I also wanted to introduce our new regional leader over here, which is Becky. She's standing behind me. Becky's been a longtime Purdue Extension employee. She brings a wealth of information in that regional planning and community building and capacity building. So I just wanted to give her a brief moment to introduce herself today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, welcome. My name's Becky Marvel, and I've been with Purdue Extension for 15 years, so I'm really excited in this new role. As I've been coming to your community as a community developer, we're really excited I've been talking with partners and businesses and really getting to know your community. So as a regional operations leader, Delaware County is one of my counties, and I'm really excited. I have a packet for you to kind of explain going forward the new contractual services, really to make Extension better and to make your community thrive with more, as we expand. I know in the pilot program, there was only 6 counties, and now there's 9 counties. So you're actually going to have 20 educators in specialty and extension. 4-H is still going to be in every county. And so we're just really excited. And I will get these packets to you, and we'd love to sit and down and talk, have a little coffee and a chat about extension. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Becky, where are you stationed?
Fayette County is my home base.
Fayette.
How often will you be here in Delaware County?
I've been here a lot lately. Probably at least 2 to 4 times a month.
Okay.
And then I'm on call also. So I'm at your disposal. And so, yes.
And we love the Zoom meetings nowadays.
Oh, that's great. Isn't that great? Yes, I'm getting to know those too. Those are really fun. But I do like to meet people in person.
Well,
So
welcome.
please let me know, and I'll be glad to come and talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
No.
And
Thank you.
I did bring my flyers today to talk about the fair, so.
Perfect. And if you go down in the elevator or up in the elevator, our summer intern has put all of the daily activities
Yes.
that will be at the fair, so you can snap a picture of that, and so you'll know exactly what shows you're looking for.
Yes,
as
I'd
you
love
move
that calendar.
forward. We do too. Yep. We wish we could keep her forever.
So watch for your packets. They'll be in your envelope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Okay.
Other department heads?
I don't, oh, Fred's out there. Come on. Yeah.
So I want to discuss the credit card stuff a little bit. Thanks to Commissioner Brand, I was made aware of a report that was distributed to all of you at a special meeting that we had no idea was going to be submitted. Makes my department look like public enemy number one when it comes to credit card stuff. And I need to clarify some stuff because it's not correct. I don't know who generated this report from the auditor's office, but it looks like an AI generated report. It's not anything that it's even remotely close to what we're doing. You know, one of the things that attacks in here, so understand that I'm frustrated because we reached out for months to Ed in the auditor's office about getting guidance on credit card purchases so that we didn't get into a situation where we were getting in trouble for it. And got zero response other than to get sent the ordinance each time we asked, which was pretty disappointing because we specifically requested guidance on what we should be purchasing. One of the things that we do is we travel to conferences, we travel to specialized training. This report attacks that from a quote unquote state board of accounts issue. One of the things that we try to do when we travel, especially as a group, is we try to price out airfare, hotels, conferences, all competitively. And what we found is by bundling them together through Priceline or Expedia or something like that, it's very cost beneficial to us. This report says that's a bad idea. So I guess from my standpoint, if the county wants me to spend more money when I send people to training, I'll do it individually. But being fiscally conservative, I try to save money every time we go. You know, everything that this report, again, looks AI generated, basically says, you know, itemized receipts and high risk for travel bundling. We give itemized receipts for everything that we do. You know, the other thing that's on here is Walmart purchases and stuff like that. We used to go locally and to buy paper towels or cleaning wipes or anything else. Ever since the Amazon direct stuff has come on, we use that. I just want you to know that this report is a mess, and it doesn't reflect what we're doing every day to try to save money for the county. And it was pretty disappointing to me that after reaching out for months to the auditor's office, it was Commissioner Brand that sent this to me and the other people that were affected by this because the auditor couldn't even send it to us or give us a heads up and ask anything to do with it. You know, I'm incredibly frustrated with the auditor's office. It's not a secret. I spoke at the council meeting the other day because we're overspent in our benefits line on a couple of our benefit lines already halfway through the year. We were assured that that wasn't going to happen because of OpenGov and figuring stuff out. And then in that meeting, it was said that apparently they knew about it and never told us. Right? It's embarrassing at this point. So I just need you guys to understand the same thing I said to the council. I'm fed up with that, with the auditor. And if I was going to do a vote to no confidence today, it would have been on the auditor.
Okay. Anyone else wish to speak?
I do. So let me clarify a couple things. First of all, there was a statement made at that council meeting, and the statement was made that the OpenGov software was malfunctioning, was not correct, and figuring the benefits incorrectly. That was not correct. The information that was put into OpenGov was what we received. We didn't receive it until after the budget hearings had already started. Therefore, it only gave us what we put in. And because the information put in was incorrect, that's the reason the output was incorrect. So I had nothing to do with the software, and I want to make sure that OpenGov understands and that the commission understands that we shouldn't have liability in making statements about products that we use, about vendors that we currently have, because it does put us at the possibility of a liable lawsuit if we're making claims that's untrue.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay. Weekly and monthly quarterly reports. We have weights and measures. Payment of claims of $69,350,133.53.
Madam President, may I make a couple comments? So in the claims today, I just looked at these this morning at
Yes.
6 a.m. or something. The payment of ARP claims, $675, but there is another ARP claim, at least in the claims.
Oh, other than the 675.
Yeah, and I marked it here under the clerk. Let me see, court administration. Nope, sorry. This was for admin and professional fees of $2,420. When I hand that down, so I think we paid correctly. I just don't think that we captured that $2,450 or $420. And if that's correct, if that 2,420 should be included in the ARP claims, it should not be included in our payment of claims, which would make both of those totals incorrect. So,
Well, they're separated though, I think.
well, but so there's an ARP claim in there for $675.
Right.
That's correct. But there's another ARP claim for $2,420.
But we're
That's
not talking
included in the $69,350,133.53. So if that looks, is that correct or not correct? I just want to get the totals right when we approve them.
Well, with that, look at the actual invoice.
Right.
I can't really tell if should be ARP or not.
Right. That's just how it's labeled in the claims.
If it's based on how it's labeled, it should be under ARP, but without looking at the invoice, I can't tell you.
Okay. So assuming that the way it's labeled is, oh, here's Tanya. Please. I just want to get the totals right.
Right.
There's no invoice to support it. We don't know that.
I understand. Okay. So does the auditor's office have a recommended course of action? Should we approve the claims as presented, or should we adjust the claims by 2,420 and then add that to the ARP for today's action? I don't want to have a special meeting. I'm not going to vote any different. Okay. Okay. So assuming it's labeled correctly, I agree. So the 675 is for unique computer services. That is paid out of an ARP fund. And then these two admin invoices are also out of an ARP fund for 2,420. So provided that these are labeled correctly, the payment of claims number would be $69,347,713.53. 69,347,713.53.
Okay, so that's our, want to make a motion?
Well, I'd like to, this is a big number, so I'd like to, $69 million in claims. I think the
Right.
public wants to know what the heck's going on.
I know there were
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
agree.
units that were paid.
Sir, do you have anything you want to point out before I go
I
through?
will, go ahead.
Okay. So, SSI, that is our VIP software, $44,743.49. Food and medical for the jail, $90,042.79. Youth Opportunity Center, that's also paid out of edit. That's a payment that's going to have to be considered in the future with changes of Senate Rolled Act number 1. But the June payment, $54,166.65. I appreciate them being current. I had made comments about their latency in the past, but they seem to have cleared all that up, and I appreciate it. We have a stormwater meeting coming up after this meeting. There are 2 log jams in there. I think there's an interlocal agreement between the Muncie Sanitary District and the county commissioners, because the commissioners own all the bridges in Delaware County, including the bridges inside the city limits. That interlocal agreement is to have the Muncie Sanitary District handle and clean up the log jams, get the DNR permits up to $50,000.
Correct.
And there are 2 claims in there for log jams that the Sanitary District cleaned up, one for $6,720.70, one for $18,970.85. Preparation for the fair, $51,590.97, as well as an additional $1,386.77. That's, getting the volunteers cleaned up and, or lined up, and supplies and things. Wheel tax for paving, $458,031.43. Jury duty, I'm glad to see trials happening. I think we paid more in jury duty this year than we paid in a long time, which is good. $4,949.98 and $3,450.44. Tax sale redemptions, $17,258.72. Tax sale surplus, $124,409.24. Drainage maintenance, so this is the Drainage Board and the Surveyor's Office, $73,856.36. Financial institution tax, that gets distributed to many of the overlapping tax districts, $505,202. Commercial vehicle excise tax, known as CVET, $362,062, again, gets distributed to multiple taxing units. Edit for the Justice Center bond, we've made a payment for the Justice Center, $1,644,500. Local income tax, property tax relief, another good-sized number, $3,662,222.23. Settlement fund of $1,739,495.25. Let's see, infraction judgment, $91,269.50. Special death benefit, $2,505. State disclosure fees, $12,390. Coroner education fund, $8,171.50. Interstate compact fee, $625. It's a small amount, but it was on that same claim, so I'm just calling it out. State mortgage fund, $4,462.50. Sex offender and violent registration fees, $620. Child restraint fees, $450. And here's the big one. Spring taxes settlement, $55,127,856.88. That goes to all the taxing units. Spring stormwater was collected, total of $4,254,334.01. Of that $4,254,000, $3,680,369.76 goes to the Muncie Sanitary District. Selma gets an amount, $20,167.15. Delaware County, of the $4.25 million, Delaware County gets $223,666.42. And Yorktown, they get a larger amount than Delaware County, $329,060.68. I think sewage collections, this is Liberty Regional, Delaware Regional, $160,615.32. And that also includes Muncie Sanitary District. So of the $160,000, Muncie Sanitary District gets $140,133.64. So that's my quick overview of the $69 million.
Just a couple of things I saw in the claims, and Ed, I don't expect you to know the answer to this, but if you could find out, community corrections, problem solving court, spent $2,500 on a credit card, and the veterans problem solving court also, I think it was $250 is what they could you. I don't remember seeing. I did a search my email and I don't remember seeing anything, and I couldn't find anything on the search.
Okay.
So if you could find those out for me, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Did you make a motion to pay the claims? I'm sorry.
I don't believe I did.
I'll make a motion we pay the claims.
A second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
No.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Payment of the ARP claims of $675.
Madam President, based on our previous conversation for the payment of claims, I would make a motion to approve an amended amount that's not on our agenda today of $3,095 for ARP. That would be $675 to Unique Computer Services, and the $2,420 previously discussed. That totals $3,095 for ARP.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Thank you. Payment of payroll for July 1st, 2026, $1,007,000, $12.20.
Motion to pay payroll.
I'll second. Are we complete now on the two-step process? Are all departments following that? I think it went well. I heard from the commissioner's office and HR that their payroll process went great. So
I haven't heard of any issues.
as far as we know, everybody's following the two-step process now, right? I seconded.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes. Okay. Now it's time for the public to speak. We have a few people. You have 3 minutes. First one is Mark Krebs.
Time's up.
Wait a minute. Yes,
Sir, will you turn your microphone on and start over, please?
the red.
Yep. Sorry about that.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yep.
My name is Mark Cripps. I live at 1611 North Tillotson Avenue in Muncie, and I have lived at that address for at least 40 years. I belong to the Sons of American Revolution, and on July 4th, 1776, the Second Continental Congress voted to approve the Declaration of Independence inside Pennsylvania State House, now called Independence Hall. 4 days later, on July the 8th, 1776, the citizens of Philadelphia were summoned to the State House yard by the bells of the city. At noon, Colonel John Nixon publicly read the Declaration of Independence for the very first time. Following the event, continuing long into the night, the bells of the city rang in celebration. The Declaration of Independence was also read in Trenton, New Jersey, and Easton, Pennsylvania on July the 8th, 1776. Now it's our turn. In representing the Sons of the American Revolution, with the Daughters of the American Revolution, and the Children of the American Revolution, and anyone else in Delaware County who wants to help read the Declaration of Independence. We're asking and seeking the permission from the Delaware County Commissioners to read the Declaration of Independence here in the plaza this Wednesday, July the 8th at noon, to coincide with the reading of the Declaration of Independence throughout the United States as a concerted effort.
Now, I'm assuming you have the readers all lined up.
We have some from the Daughters of the American Revolution. We have some from Children of the American Revolution and the Sons of the American Revolution. We don't have 20 yet, so if somebody like yourself wants to help read, you're more than welcome.
And how long do you think it'll take?
Probably about 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes or so.
Okay. I'm hoping that we can have it nice and clean for you and you have a nice crowd.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate all your work on this, Commissioners.
I make a motion we approve the request.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan,
Yes,
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Cheryl Swingley.
Good morning, Cheryl Swingley, Delaware County. I want to talk about data centers and solar, and I would like to compare the two. Solar panels enhance electrical grids. Data centers place extreme stress on electrical grids. Solar projects are paid for by investors, not consumers. Utility companies have to enhance the grid for data centers and pass those costs on to consumers. Solar does not cause consumers' electric bills to increase. The power demands of data centers will cause our electric bills to increase, and this is no myth because there's too much data proving consumers pay more for electricity when data centers are built in their communities. Solar panels do not pollute the ground or air, or use water once installed. Soil conservationists attest that the land solar fields inhabit for years will leave the soil renewed and more fertile. The land can be farmed again. Abandoned data centers will create more brownfields like Borg Warner and New Venture Gear. Nothing can be grown on the land again. Houses and playgrounds cannot be built on such polluted land. When data centers have to supplement their power needs, they usually rely on diesel-fueled engines. A 2025 study in the Harvard Business Review found pollution from data centers can be 30 times smaller than a human hair. These pollutants can penetrate deep into living beings' lungs and are linked to asthma, lung cancer, heart attacks, and premature death. Next, solar is quiet. Data centers are really noisy. Solar doesn't light its facilities at night. Lights are installed on the roofs of data centers and create massive light pollution that can disrupt sleep. Then there's the issue of water. Solar doesn't use water to operate. Data centers do. Right now, Indiana has plenty of water, but nationally we're in a drought. Let's not wait until we have a problem or create a problem. Let's start conserving water instead of seeing how much we can use just because we can. Finally, we have zoned areas for solar and a solar ordinance. We have areas zoned for data centers, but where is the data center ordinance? I have read there are some restrictions, but where are they in writing? How do we hold data center companies accountable without an ordinance? Here's my solution. I think we should impose a moratorium as we did for solar, because data centers have many more negatives than solar does. Data centers also will create affordability challenges for residents as they struggle to pay their electric bills. Solar provides income for local landowners, which means an infusion of money into the local economy. I believe data centers will lower the quality of life for local residents and discourage families from moving here. And yes, we have a solar ordinance, but guidelines are so restrictive, they prevent development of solar. Thank you.
Welcome. Yenser? Rick Yenser.
Yeah.
Yes, Rick Answer, newsman and author. Well, from what I've heard today, at least the government's taking better steps at watching how they spend money. But I didn't hear the same when you passed an edit plan, and I didn't even hear how much, what it's going to be used for, if there are any major changes on the update, because people still want to know how their money's being spent. And as I remember long ago, all those income taxes that may be combined in the next couple of years, whether it's for public safety, economic development, or anything else, they're still going to distribute income tax to local government. And frankly, that income tax needs to go back, at least as it was designated originally, even though the states changed it, to allow you to run government, borrow money to build buildings, and do just about anything else the government wants. The other thing that perplexed me was yet another plan to decide how we develop and how we use our land. Well, the only two words I know in this community about development and land use is McGalliard Road. And as you can see, in the half century that I've been around here telling stories and figuring out how this community is going to survive on institutions that don't pay property taxes, like the hospital and the university that have the biggest employment now. The city's tearing down, having the mall torn down using tax money. I see, given Amazon and the rise of online buying, that those boxes out by me on the other side of McGalliard may be empty one day too. So I would hope that whatever you're going to do for the next vision plan, you think about how things are moving and where people are going, because again, population is stagnant here. It's almost pathetic to listen to the city talk about paying people to live here, even having to pay stipends for people to be public safety officers here. But those are just some of the things I thought today, and I'm glad you let the sons and daughters and everybody of our founders come and remember that we are the people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Kennett,
He already spoke.
Leonard Reese,
Good morning, I'm Leonard Reese. I reside at 421 West Oakville Road in Oakville. I am also the Monroe Township trustee. I've come to you this morning, first of all, to offer thanks for all the progress that we've made in the township in the last 5 to 6 years. We've seen abandoned homes torn down, gotten rid of some of the blight in our community. We're still not done yet. We still have some more that we would like to see dealt with. I have packets put together for each of the commissioners and a few extra that I will give to you when I'm completed. But what we have 2 homes in Oakville, or 2 structures in Oakville. We have 2 in Cowan. 2 in Cowan are empty. One is completely abandoned. One in Oakville is inhabited. It's on the unsafe building list, has been. Mr. Fouch put it there some years back. And the second home in Oakville is also on the unsafe building list and still standing. I realize there are processes and there have been lack of funds in past years of being able to get rid of these homes. We're just asking that they be looked at and considered for some type of removal or some type of encouragement for rehabilitation. I did contact the building commissioner's office. Some of these homes are 2020, 2009, 2023, and still, as of this date, there have been no attempts at filing any type of a remodeling, a demolition, or any type of thing. They just sit there. They're empty and they're not doing the community any good. Anyone trying to buy or sell a home in either of those towns, that's the first thing the appraisers are taking pictures of, are those dilapidated buildings. So it hurts building our community with people that want to come in and want to make nice homes and want to live there and take care of their properties. The other I would also like to emphasize, since sitting here, would be the new weed law That is a growing concern in our community. I usually, if I send letters, I get about a 50% to 75% response. A lot of times they'll get out and do their best to mow them. Some won't. We have to take care of those, but like everyone else, we're on low finances on being able to do this. So would like to, just continue to work with the commissioners and trying to make Monroe Township a better place to live, a cleaner place, and a good place to grow up in. So
When's your car show?
Pardon?
Your car show's coming up.
I believe it's the 27th. Yeah, 27th is the Lions Club Car Show. There'll be breakfast. Lots of cars, lots of rummages going on. So, yeah, please come out and.
Thank you.
You want me to where you want these laid at?
If you'll hand them to Jenna there at the end, she'll distribute them. Thank you,
Reese.
Mr. Reese.
Appreciate your service also.
Thank you.
Commissioners, Mr. Reese's comments about the weeds, we talked earlier about who we would try to give authority to in that weed ordinance, and we talked about the building commissioner and people designated by the commissioners. Would we want to add township trustees
Yeah,
into that language?
yeah, I think so.
Why don't we leave it at commissioner designees?
Designees, and then we could appoint we could give the trustee authority. So we'll
And
leave it.
we haven't had a housing meeting. We need to get
Unsafe housing meetings the third Monday this month.
In reference to the ordinance you're speaking about, I will say from past settlement, because I've done settlement in both the treasury and the auditor's office, I have seen before where township assessors, they have put on liens for their township for when, like Mr. Reese spoke of, that they have to mow. They have turned in liens and had those recorded to where it goes on to property taxes, just the same as like the large city does.
Thank you.
It's good news.
Rita Faulkner. Is Rita here?
I'm Rita Faulkner from 1515 West Bethel Avenue in Muncie, and I'd just like to second Cheryl Swingley's call for a moratorium on data centers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that's everybody on our list, so commissioners.
I do have one other thing to bring up.
Okay.
This is reference to the 144s. I believe the auditor office has delivered those to the commissioners. You have till August 30th to review those, and you can make those, any recommendations to the council up to that point.
So, yeah, we did receive these
Yeah.
right before the meeting this morning. So when you say review them, what exactly are we supposed to do?
Well, that's what the state law says. You can review.
Just review them.
But we've
Make
never,
recommendations to the council of because what the 144s are is it's the amount of money that the departments are budgeting for any payroll, salaries, income, that type of thing for employees, including the benefits.
Is this a new law that,
It's something new that they put into this year.
So once we review them, are we expected to sign off on anything? What authority do we have?
Authority?
Yeah.
I don't think you have any authority to do anything except review them. I mean,
I don't have to say, hey, I reviewed it.
Yep. There's nothing to sign. There's nothing, no action that's required to be taken. It just says review and give your feedback or recommendation to the council. And that's pretty much it.
to let the public know it's a full-time salaried officers and employees that we have been given.
I'm not sure what the purpose behind
Yeah.
the new statute is, but that's,
You're
we're
doing
trying to
what
follow.
You're doing what you were told to do. Thank you.
I mean, to me, a review, I mean, I'll just tell you my perception. A review means I would take these and I'd bump them up against the salary ordinance and I'd bump them up against payroll records to make sure that everything ties out. And I would estimate if I were to do an audit like that, it would probably take me 14 to 16 hours based on the tools I have at my disposal. That's, when you ask me to review something, that's what I would do. But I don't have any authority to change anything. I don't have any authority to make recommendations, and I don't have to sign off on anything.
If I may,
Yeah.
what was suggested to us was to give it to you this early so that you guys could review them on your own. And if you wanted to have a discussion about what your thoughts were on it in a public setting, you'd have time to do so before you brought recommendations to the council by August 30th.
Recommendations to the council.
By August 30th.
I mean, you could go back to
Yes.
department heads also. They're the ones putting the budget together.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's the
Does
council.
council have these sheets to review?
They will have.
Okay, so they're gonna do the same thing.
I-
I guess, let me back up.
Sure.
Does that new law require them to look at this?
No.
Just us?
Yes, you.
Okay.
Well, they pretty much looked at the budget though.
Yeah, what they're gonna view is this and all the other expenditures or, budget items. So they'll be broken down like this.
Okay.
This is a particular form that's been in place for 20 some odd years. And some of the departments have filled them out, some of them haven't, but this year we're required to fill them out and provide them to the commissioners.
You're doing your job there. Thank you.
What was your date again? August 30th?
August 30th.
Thanks.
Put that on there.
Homework.
Okay. Now it's time for the commissioner's comments. Commissioner Brandon, you're listed first here.
I am.
Yes, you are.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. Advertised, I guess.
I would like to schedule an executive session to talk about a couple things. One of them's airport authority and some other matters that are subject to attorney-client privilege. Do you have your calendar with you?
No, I do not. And I had sent Kyle trying to get 13, 15 people together. We need to do something, but on letting people fill out. So I think he's working on it. I hope, because I like to use the doodle, and no one around here wants to purchase it. So
How much is that?
I don't know. It's not that expensive.
I think there's a free version, but I don't know what we're using.
We could use it for the whole county.
Well, that's why I'm asking how much it is.
I don't, Jenna was looking into it once, and it's so easy and fast. Everybody has to get out their schedule, though. If you wait a few days, no one's replied, you're stalled.
I believe you can also configure, I believe it's 365. Once we get it deployed, you can actually set that up so the calendars will be on there, so that all the departments can see your schedule.
Yeah, in Outlook.
Right.
If you keep a manual calendar, though, that we can't do it that way.
Yeah.
That,
I'm a
that's
visual
true.
person.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I think we need to have an executive
Okay.
session to talk about airport authority funding and then other matters that are subject to attorney-client privilege. Hopefully we can get that scheduled. No before training. I asked for a summary this morning from Ryan Stoltz. That was due. And remember, in the last meeting, we talked about those that haven't completed them will have their credentials shut down, and you'll have to get with IT to get the test taken offline and get your credentials turned back on. We had our grand opening at the Indiana Treatment Center, so the new Delaware County Addiction Recovery Center on June 24th. I think around 200 and some folks attended, and then there was a later session in the evening that President Reagan had them do from like 4 to 6. I think they had maybe a half a dozen or 10 or so people came through then. I think they have their first patient. They did get their licensure, so things seem to be moving along. Reminder to all county employees, we have a smoking policy. You'll find it on page 98 in the county handbook. So if you're a smoker and you smoke on county property in or around the buildings, this includes vaping. Again, page 98. in the last meeting, we didn't put it on the agenda, but maybe we should put it back under old business. The building hours. Madam President, you were going to put together a committee. Do you have an update?
I'm kind of thinking of putting that off. It dawned on me that we're going to have a new commissioner, and so I'm just kind of wanting to delay that until later in the year, because I don't think it's fair to have a new commissioner come in, and we've already made the rules, so that's just my feelings. If you don't agree, I'm just telling you.
Okay. PERF, HR has set up PERF presentations, so the folks from Public Employee Retirement Fund, they'll be coming in. There's a schedule's been put out. County employees have this. I highly encourage you to go attend these. I can tell you that when I attended one, I learned a lot more about PERF than what I previously knew or was given when I hired in to the county. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Notice about Windsor Road today. This has changed several times, but the latest schedule is Windsor Road between County Road 750 East and 800 East is supposed to be closed today. That just got changed late last week. So it's supposed to be closed until about 5 o'clock tonight for some road work out there. The gas tax, our governor suspended the gas tax, which affects our ability to fund properly the maintenance of our local roads and streets. However, the governor has directed the state budget agency to calculate the amounts necessary to make local governments whole and for units to begin receiving distributions in late July. So it appears that there's a surplus at the state, and even without collecting that gas tax, we will still receive the funds necessary to fund our roads and street maintenance. Also, 350 North, this is out near the 312 that we talked about earlier. This goes by IMI out there. Muncie Sanitary District's going to be doing some work out there in the fall. They're going to close that for about 2 weeks, it looks like. So this is between State Road 67 and County Road 312. They're doing some work out there. I know that they work with Delaware Regional Wastewater District, but they've proposed some alternate routes. Those are pretty heavy trucks coming out of IMI, and a couple of these potential routes, I don't think we should allow them to do that. And I know that this is in the fall and it's a little ways out there, but I did ask the engineering department to pull a meeting together with Muncie Sanitary District to look at this, and then we can put out the right detour and write the correct alternate route that won't tear up our roads. Those cement trucks and dump trucks coming out of that. And I appreciate them being out there. It's a good business and it helps our community, but I don't want to tear up the roads because of an alternate route for 2 weeks, and it will tear it up in 2 weeks if we're not careful. Also, American Electric Power, they are working on a study that was identified by PJM. They are the federally regulated grid operator in our area. They're proposing a 765 kilowatt transmission line that's going to move from basically Greentown, that's Howard County, to the Ohio line. Right now there are a couple different paths. One of them could potentially come through northern Delaware County, and I know that they've started reaching out to landowners in those areas to talk about this, and then they're going to have some public official meetings, I think. Did they already schedule those? Do you recall? I don't think they're scheduled.
No, I don't think any meeting's been scheduled.
I don't think they're scheduled yet, but one of the alternate routes would be coming through northern Delaware County, so it's a new transmission line project. And those would be all my comments, Madam President.
Commissioner
I
Henry?
don't have anything, thank you.
Okay. The only thing I really want to push is our 4-H fair events are starting July the 11th to the 22nd. If you haven't been to a 4-H fair for a while, you need to stop in and see these young people and their lovely displays. It's just amazing what these young people can make. Also, the Indiana Treatment Center that is out on 3000 South Tilson, they would be happy to come to any of your programs, meetings, that they could give a little presentation, and you can reach out to them online under Indiana Treatment Center, Muncie Division. And I think that's all I have.
Yeah, the only other thing is we have a stormwater board meeting right after this. It was scheduled for 10:30. Obviously, we've run over, so why don't we take about a 15-minute recess or
I was
break?
gonna
And
suggest
then we'll
that.
start the stormwater board meeting at
And you're all
11:30.
welcome to stay too.
I'll make a motion to recess.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Brand,
Yes.
Commissioner Reagan.
Yes.